Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Matt from All Day Everyday Preparedness, and this is All Day Everyday Preparedness News. Got a story for you guys about farmers and the drought, how that's going to lead to more food shortages and more empty shelves. SHTF is coming, guys. We need to get prepared now. So stay tuned and we'll cover this story in just a moment. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and get right into this article here. This is from earlier today from CNN. It says American farmers are killing their own crops and selling cows because of extreme drought. Now, as you know, all over the world is experiencing an extreme drought right now. China, their river is drying up. There's many news stories and articles on that as well. But this has been going on in the United States for some time now. Again, we reported on this earlier this year. As many other preppers did as well, the worst drought in 1,200 years. At least that's what they're claiming. But again, it's looking bad all over the world. So if you do not see the need, guys, to stock up on food, there's not much else that I can tell you. You need to stock up as much food, as much water as possible. Now, I know there's no day that's promised to us. I know we live like that sometimes, but tomorrow's not promised. But if you plan on living in the next 2 years, 3 years, you need to stock up on food right now. So let's get into this article. Okay, it says nearly 3/4 of U.S. farmers say that this year's drought is hurting their harvest with significant crop and income loss, according to a new survey by the American Farm Bureau Federation, a lobbying group that represents agricultural interests. Now, it says this year's drought conditions are taking a harder toll than last year, as 37% of farmers said they are plowing through and killing existing crops that won't reach maturity because of the dry conditions. That's a jump from 24% last year, according to a survey. So up about 13% from last year, as far as the farmers that's having to kill their own crops. Well, let's continue on. It says July was the third hottest on record for the U.S. and ranked in the top 10 for every state in the West except for Montana, according to the National Centers for Environmental Information. So let's go on down here. It says the AFBF estimates nearly 60% of West, South, and Central Plains are experiencing severe drought or higher this year. And again, their story was reported earlier. Several months ago, I did that, as well as many other preppers. The worst drought in 1,200 years. It says the effects of this drought will be felt for years to come, not just by farmers and ranchers, but guess what? Also by consumers, guys. That's what we've been telling you. You need to stock up now and take these things seriously, because the food is just not going to be available in the next coming year or 2 or 3. It's going to be severe droughts all over the world. It's already happening. Now, again, we're not going to get into why that's happening, but guess what? They are happening all over the world. And there's many more unexplained weather events that we just can't predict. We just don't know. So again, you need to stock up on your food right now while you can. So let's finish this off. Now, it says in California, a state with high fruit and nut and tree crops, which we know a lot of almonds grow in California, as well as many other things, but it's talking about the fruit. You know, whether you're talking strawberries, whether you're talking, plenty of fruits and nuts. It says 50% of farmers in the state said they had to remove trees and multi-year crops due to the drought, the survey revealed, which will affect the future revenue. And 33% of farmers said they had to do the same, nearly double the number from last year. So again, going forward, guys, it's just not going to be enough food that we're used to. So there's going to be more shortages. I cannot stress this enough. I know we all know people in our family. We've tried to tell them, we've tried to plead with them, but unfortunately, if they don't start getting prepared soon, they're going to just have to figure these things out on their own. So if you're watching this, you need to get prepared now. All right, let's finish this off, guys. It says we haven't had this kind of movement in cows to market in a decade, since 2011. And they're talking about a lot of farmers are having to cull their herds, which we've reported on that as well, because of the drought. They just don't have the water resources available to give to their cows, to see them out until they're ready to be slaughtered. They just don't have the time. They've spent time, money, years raising these animals, and right now they just don't have the resources available to raise them to market. So they're having to slaughter them early, which is gonna eventually raise the prices on beef, which they've still been steadily rising. Again, with all this beef that's in the market, you would think the beef prices would have, would come down, but they're still steadily rising. And this article is actually talking about in the future, they're going to be rising again. So again, it's time to stock up on your food, water, and supplies right now, guys. So again, I don't want to cover everything in this article. You can check it out. It's from CNN, as I said, came out earlier today. But again, if you know someone that is not getting prepared, make your last ditch efforts. You can get, like he said, more people with honey than you can with vinegar and all that kind of good stuff. And don't beat anybody over the head with this stuff, but they need to take it serious. If they can't understand what's going on, again, they will have to just find out for themselves. But I want to thank you guys for watching this video. Again, go check out the article if you'd like to. If you're new to the channel, welcome, and go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Hit that like button so I can get my content out to more viewers. But I appreciate you guys being here. Continue to prepare. Thank you guys for watching again. And as always, be blessed.